Antoine Dodson was everywhere. One viral moment, one unforgettable phrase, "Hide yo kids, hide yo wife," and suddenly the world couldn't stop talking about him. But what happened after the cameras stopped rolling? You think you know Antoine Dodson, but the truth might just shock you. From internet sensation to real-life transformation, his story is more than a meme. It's raw, it's real, and it's nothing you'd expect. By the time this video ends, you'll see the man behind the meme in a whole new light. Stay with me, because this is one story you won't forget. It all started in 2010. A local news segment in Huntsville, Alabama, covered an attempted assault in Antoine Dodson's neighborhood. His interview was meant to be a straightforward account, but Antoine's personality and raw emotion turned it into something else entirely. "Hide yo kids, hide yo wife, and hide yo husband too" became an instant internet catchphrase. The internet couldn't get enough. Within days, the clip was auto-tuned into the now iconic Bed Intruder song, racking up millions of views. For a moment, it seemed like Antoine was on top of the world. But fame on the internet is like a firework, bright and fleeting. And what most people didn't see was the fallout behind the scenes. One of the biggest misconceptions about viral fame is that it automatically makes you rich. Antoine Dodson's story is a perfect example of how complicated the financial side of internet stardom can be. When the Bed Intruder song blew up, it wasn't just a viral sensation, it was a commercial success. The song was released on iTunes, where it sold over 250,000 copies, and even charted on Billboard. But here's the thing, Antoine wasn't the sole owner of the song. The Gregory brothers, the creators who auto-tuned his interview, were the ones who reaped most of the royalties. Antoine did earn a cut, but it wasn't life-changing money. Reports suggest that Antoine earned somewhere between $30,000 and $50,000 from the song's success. While that was a significant amount for someone who had been living in a low-income area, it wasn't enough to completely transform his financial situation. And like many people who come into sudden money, Antoine admitted that he didn't always spend it wisely. But Antoine is nothing if not resourceful. Over the years, he's found ways to turn his viral fame into an income stream. He started selling merchandise, think t-shirts, mugs, and even pillows with his now iconic catchphrase, "Hide yo kids, hide yo wife." At one point, Antoine tried to venture into real estate, announcing plans to use his earnings to move his family out of the projects and into a safer neighborhood. However, the unpredictable nature of internet fame meant that money didn't always flow steadily. He had to get creative to maintain a steady income. By 2020, various sources estimated Antoine's net worth to be between $50,000 and $100,000. While this might seem modest compared to mainstream celebrities, it's important to consider the context. Antoine came from a background where financial stability wasn't a given. For him, every dollar earned through his fame was a step toward creating a better life for himself and his family. In recent years, Antoine has focused on financial stability for his son. He's spoken openly about wanting to leave behind a legacy and provide opportunities that he didn't have growing up. While his net worth isn't in the millions, his story isn't about massive wealth. It's about resilience, creativity, and making the most out of an unexpected opportunity. Antoine wasn't prepared for what came next. Sure, the song was everywhere. It climbed the charts, sold millions of downloads, and even made him some money. But the fame wasn't all good. People treated him like a joke, not a person. The media laughed, the internet memed, and while Antoine leaned into the fame, there was a part of him that felt trapped. "They don't see me," he once said in an interview. "They see the character." And it wasn't just emotional, it was financial. Despite the viral success, Antoine didn't become a millionaire. Yes, he made some money from the song, but it wasn't enough to escape the struggles he faced before the fame. What most people didn't realize is that Antoine's viral moment came from a place of real pain. The assault he was speaking out about? It happened to his sister. While the world was laughing, his family was still dealing with trauma. Antoine later admitted that the sudden fame made it harder for him to process what had happened. He felt torn between the persona everyone wanted him to be and the real-life person he was trying to figure out. And then, as quickly as it came, the fame started to fade. New memes took over, new viral stars emerged, and Antoine found himself asking, "What now?" This is where Antoine's story takes a turn. He could have disappeared, become just another forgotten meme. But instead he made a choice to take control of his life. In 2014, Antoine shocked everyone when he announced that he'd become a Hebrew Israelite and was leaving behind the flamboyant persona that had made him famous. He said he was done with the gay lifestyle and wanted to focus on his faith and family. The announcement sparked controversy and criticism. Some people accused him of pandering, while others saw it as a genuine attempt to grow. But no matter what anyone thought, Antoine stayed true to his decision. In 2017, Antoine revealed another surprise: he had become a father. His son, Jacoby, became the center of his world. For Antoine, fatherhood was a turning point. He wanted to provide a stable, loving environment for his child, something he felt he hadn't always had growing up. Around the same time, Antoine began exploring new opportunities. He launched a business, selling bed intruder merchandise and leveraging his viral fame in a way that was finally on his own terms. He also started speaking out about internet culture, fame, and the human cost of becoming a meme. Today, Antoine Dodson is almost unrecognizable from the person you remember in that viral clip. He's not just the bed intruder guy, he's a father, a businessman, and most importantly, a survivor. But what stands out the most is his resilience. Antoine took something that could have destroyed him, a moment of mockery, and turned it into a story of growth and transformation. He's proof that you don't have to let one moment define your entire life. Antoine Dodson's story isn't just about fame, it's about what happens when the spotlight fades. It's about the struggle to be seen as more than a meme and the courage it takes to rebuild your life on your own terms. So here's what I want you to do. Think about Antoine's story the next time you see someone go viral. Behind every meme there's a person with a story, with struggles, with dreams. If this video resonated with you, share it with someone who needs to hear it. And if you've ever felt like the world has tried to box you into one version of yourself, let Antoine's story be a reminder. You're allowed to grow, to change, and to rewrite your narrative.